All right, everybody, welcome to the Point 5 show, the bonus show / overflow show, which we don't even really use it for an overflow show anymore, of the Pennymon Doctrine podcast. How's everybody doing today? Sorry for last week for those. Well, I mean, YouTube got a good idea of our NetrootsRadio benefactors, Wink and Justice. But today we have a nice, cool guest coming on. But before we get on to that, how are you, Molly?
Great.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Sure.
All right. Any cool things going on with you? For the Point 5 show, at least.
I've realized I have like no eyebrows.
Are you doing like the Mexican thing? Is that?
No, that's just my eyebrows.
Oh. All right. Today.
Wow.
Today is Tuesday, and it is the State of the Union address. But even though I could be many other different places in the world, we've decided, but mainly I decided.
John decided.
That.
No offense.
That we are going to be spending time with a new friend, hopefully, Ify Nwadiwe, who is the little brother of friend of the show, Ricky Hinds, who is the host of the Americans United Again podcast. And we had Ify on about a few months back when we had the Black Roundtable with Molly and Drew. What was that, a couple months ago? How long ago was that?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Couple months?
Yeah.
So Ify is an actor and a comedian, and he's funny, and there's a lot of things that I would like to pick his brain on that have to do with things that we talk about on the show, things that we don't talk about on the show, but that's why it's the Point 5 show. So, Ify, man, go ahead, take center stage and let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, what you got going on, things like that.
Hey, all right, yeah. My name's Ify, Ify Nwadiwe. I'm an actor, comedian. You can find me on my website, ifynwadiwe.com. On Hulu, apparently my AT&T commercial's running, so if you see like this white kid trying to take a picture with a black dude with the Urkel glasses, that's your boy.
Wait, pause. You're in an AT&T commercial?
Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it a while ago, and I totally forgot about it because and I remember when we were shooting it, they're like, we gotta dress you where it can be any season because we don't know where we're gonna release it. And then, like, you know, because when you do the commercials, they cut you like a check for the acting day, and then they cut you a check for the run. And so I got like a skimpy check, and I was like, oh, I guess it didn't run that much. And then, like, all of a sudden, all my friends this month has been like, oh, I seen you in the commercial, like, every day. So I'm like, all right, I guess it's running a bit. So I'm waiting for that next check because I need to eat.
It's going to be a pretty one.
Right, yes. Not to get sidetracked because I know that there's some things you want to, highlight and plug, but actually, you know what, fuck it. We'll get into that later. Go ahead and what else you got going on, bro?
This weekend, if any listeners are from San Francisco, I don't know why I put my mouth up like I'm yelling into the screen, but if any listeners are in San Francisco, I'll be in the San Francisco Sketch Fest, which is going to be this weekend. I'm doing a show Friday and Saturday. The first show, Friday, I'm doing sketch with my sketch team, White Women. We're an all-black team. Got lots of fun stuff. And then I'm doing a stand-up show at Lost Week in Video. And it's called, what's the name of the show?
Nigga don't even know the name of it.
I know. I was like, because it was like a clever name too. That's why I forgot. It's called like.
You should just call it. It's got a clever name, but I forgot.
Yeah. Highbrow comedy. That's what it's called. It's called highbrow comedy.
Like
yeah.
this?
Yeah. Like highbrow comedy, and the premise of the show is that all the comics will be medicating themselves with medical marijuana legally before the show and doing stand-up comedy. And then the next day I have a regular stand-up show. called Cynic Cave, and white women, we're going to do another sketch show. So it's lots of fun. Come out to any one of those shows if you're in San Francisco. It'll be a blast.
Holy shit! So
I'll be there.
You are a working man. You are a working man then, huh? In the industry.
Trying to. Like, I have a day job right now because it's not all coming super fast. Like, I get jobs here and there, but like, when I can, I'm just constantly trying to do stand-up as much as I can, acting, and then, just stage stuff, and trying to write too. Writing is important. Like, a lot of people in comedy sometimes will just, because everyone wants to be the face, so we do a lot of performance stuff, but writing's just as important, because as you can see with the Oscars today, no one's going to make those black roles for you. You're going to have to write them yourself. You're going to have to be like Chris Rock with Everyone Hates Chris Martin. All those were created by them because no one else was going to write that shit for him. Like, even oh, by the way, can I curse on here? Sorry, I didn't mean to just.
This is the most raw show on the fucking internet.
No, there's no fucking cussing.
We're so raw. We literally are boxing ourselves out of places that we probably could have been in already.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh.
But,
like, we're a little too real sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those type of things where, like, your brother all the time, he's like, tone it down. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah. No, he needs to tone it down.
No, I don't want to tone it down.
Me and Ricky are gonna make it. We're making a plan to get you to chill the fuck out. I think horse tranquilizers are fine, but whatever. I
am the Malcolm X of podcasting, okay? So, because it's one of those things to me. It's just like how you were saying, man. Like, Hollywood or the industry are not going to write these roles. Yeah. And, I'm not trying to be Don Lemon. I'm not trying to be Roland Martin. I'm not trying to be Tavis Smiley. I'm not trying to be fucking Terrence. What was the dude from 106 in Park? I'm not trying to be Bow Wow. You know who I'm trying to be? I'm trying to be John motherfucking Pennymon, a.k.a. the Black Tony Stark.
Yeah, and it's true, because I think this will be a little tangent, but like there's something to being like your raw as true as self, because like you think like, oh man, like no one's gonna be hearing this, but people will hear it more because they're like, oh well, he's gonna put it out there, he's not trying to cater to like whoever, and if people don't like it, fuck it, as long as you're saying something that you can back up, that you believe in, you can be, as whoever you want,
That is true. That is true. And according to my stats, I can't, but...
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's about the stats.
No, I'm good. I'm just joking.
Oh my god.
It was a joke.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's cool. It's lots of cool stuff. That's like, I like that I'm just being like because it's been it's going to be 2 years, I think, this June, since like I left. I had a full-time job and was just going through the motions, and then it finally hit me that I really wanted to do comedy, that I really wanted to pursue acting, and then like that June, like I booked my first short film, which is, speaking of which, Spinners, the short film, is running online. I'll send you guys the link. It's on a site called No Budge, and from now till February 14th, you can watch the short film for free online.
What was it called again?
Spinners. It's a short film about two kids like in a desert town, and they are sign spinners, and they're just teenagers, and they get bullied a lot. Push comes to shove. One of them wants to get a gun, and then it just goes kind of downhill from there. It was pretty fun to shoot. Like, we drove out to Joshua Tree, which is like kind of like in the Coachella area out here. Super hot, real fun shoot. Small close cast, small close like everything. Like even the crew, we all stayed in 2 cabins, so we got real close. It was a super fun project to be a part of.
Oh my god, you stayed in cabins.
Yeah, it was cool because you're in the desert, so like all you see are stars. Like, because there's a lot of light pollution, you don't get to see the stars and stuff. So it was so bomb. Like I was.
Sign me up for everything you're doing.
Yeah, we'll get you in the desert. It was.
No, that would be great. I would live outside if I could, and be funny all day and get paid for it. Even though my sarcastic humor is very dry.
Hey, you never know.
We need dry, sarcastic stand-ups. We need more of them. Not very many of them exist.
I'm very good at that.
Not very many of them exist.
Yeah, well.
At least from my point of view. I don't know. It's the reason why, one, I was happy to have you on the Black Round Table, and then as soon as we had you on the Black Round Table, and I added you, that you were posting, the shit that you're doing, the shit that you say, the conversations that you have, the people that have conversations with you, I'm like, man, I like this motherfucker right here, man. Look at this. I like this dude. Like doing this shit. And so then, I started looking at some of the stuff that, you're posting, some of the stuff that you're doing, kind of, clicking links and things like that. And I'm like, wow, like, this dude he's grinding. You're living the life that I wish I was living literally right this second. Like, I gave up my jobs. I've had a couple in the past few months or so, but I've given up my jobs, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to throw everything and all into this. Mm-hmm. But this is not Hollywood. This isn't stand-up. This isn't the Improv out here in Cleveland. This isn't Playhouse Square. This isn't, a short, low-budget film or anything like that. So, I definitely give you props for doing what you're doing. We'll get into some of the some deeper stuff in a minute, but a question I had for you was, you're saying you left your full-time job and this is what you got into. How did that story come about? Like, just go into that, man. I'm super intrigued.
Well, it started with. You guys are familiar with Donald Glover, right? Or
Yes, I am. That's my motherfucking dude.
Well, it was kind of like because of him. Because at the time, like I was performing in Orange County, which is kind of like this town up from L.A.
I know Orange County very motherfucking well.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then that lays the ground there. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I would just go up there, do improv, and it was like such a grind to do improv for them because what we do, what's different about like improv in LA and improv in Orange County is like in Orange County there isn't a kind of base for comedy. Outside there is a Brea Improv and I think there's comedy clubs, but as far as improv comedy goes, there isn't that kind of base of it because improv comedy kind of lives off of actors too because actors get that skill because it makes them better at commercials, so they're signing up for the class and then they fall in love and they like it. Like they don't have that kind of groundwork in Orange County. So what you would do is you would find like a community theater and then a night where they're not having a show or usually after a show you would do your comedy shows. But then it's up to you to find people to come in and do it. It's up to you to sell the tickets. It's up to you to pay rent. It was just more work and it just becomes this thing where like it becomes so much work you're not even focusing on the art of it because like you're not even thinking about how to get better at improv. You're sitting up here worrying how to fill the seats so you can pay the rent to do the shows. And so it was it was fine. It just was everything was in my life, like in general, was just going through the motions. Like I'd go to work, and even just everything. Like I'd go to work, get paid, spend all the money, go back to work, get paid, spend on like not saving it because I didn't have anything I was building towards, not anything I was looking to. And then on top of that, then it was like do improv, come home, do improv, like not worrying about getting better. It was just the same shit. And then I got into podcasts, go figure, and I was listening to, if you ever heard WTF with Mark Maron, and it was Donald Glover's episode, and my friend was like, you have to listen to it. And at this time, like, two of the people on my team started dabbling in UCB classes, and I was, like, considering it, but that's also the thing. Like, at this time, I was doing improv for 6 years. So like the idea of like taking classes was like, what? I've been doing this for so long. What do I need classes for? So like, and that was like 3 years ago when I found out about UCB, and then like 3 years after that, I came to this podcast, and he said this line in the podcast where they were talking about just black people in improv. He was like, yeah, there's not that many black people in improv. Like, you know, there's me, Marshall, and I think he said 2 other names. And like, I was personally offended that my name wasn't said. And it was like this weird thing, because, you know, it just kind of broke my world, because in my head at the time, even though I was going through the motion, I thought I was doing big things in Orange County because I was the only black guy doing improv really out there. Everyone thought I was so funny, you know, and I thought, so like not hearing my name come out of his mouth, you know, even though like looking back, there was no way he would know my name. I didn't even meet him, so why would he even know me? But like the fact that it was like, it just kind of was a wake-up call. It was like, I ain't doing shit in Orange County. I need to get down to where it's happening. If I really want, and that's really what my passion was, and I was like, if I really want to make something out of this, I need to go to where it's happening. So within a month, I signed up for a UCB class, and at this time, it was kind of just like this tipping point, because at this time, my girlfriend at the time, she was in a play. And then it kind of, because I've always wanted to act. Since I was little, I've always wanted to act. But I come from, like, my dad's super Nigerian, and, like, that's not a thing. You know, that's, like acting, art, any of that, like, that's not even an option. It's, like, be a lawyer, a doctor, something like that. So, like, telling them that I wanted to act didn't really resonate. Like, they never was like, oh, take a drama class, because also he came straight from Nigeria, and they don't have really drama classes out there. Like, they have Nollywood movies, but like it's kind of like a mystery to them how it happens.
Would you call it Nollywood?
Oh yeah, it's a thing. I'll send you some videos. I'll send you my favorite trailer.
So is that like Nigerian Hollywood?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Bollywood?
Exactly, yeah. So there's Bollywood for Indians and Nollywood for Nigerians. And their trailers are insane. Like, there's so much comedy in the layers of it. First off, instead of, you know, U.S., we have our traditional guy who talks like this. In Nigeria, it's some dude there's this dude just yelling, like, baby police, go see this movie today. Like, just yelling. And the thing that cracked me up the most about the trailer was, like, at the end, you know, I was like, see it in theaters everywhere. Like, it didn't say that. It was like, buy this DVD at the market, and then it gives you the address of the market. I'm like, God. like okay. So, like, there was no, like, concept of, like, me being an actor, so I kind of just, that's kind of what led to me going to the motions, because I was just kind of okay with it. I was making good enough money, and then so that's kind of when I went and seen my girlfriend at the time perform, that's when I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this. This is great. And so she helped me out with the director, and we ended up acting in stage. But I never wanted to do stage, which is number one reason why I probably never did drama. I've always wanted to do TV. And I did the stage play. I had a blast, but then I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is good, but this isn't what I want to do. And there was a guy on there. It was real weird coming up to there, and that's kind of the basis of why I do the things the way I do out here, which is, like, I'm very helpful. If anyone has questions, I'm willing to sit down, have coffee with them, talk to them, tell them based on my experience what they should do. Because, like, up until this point, even at this point, no one gave you a straight answer. It was so weird. Like, you'd ask them, like, how do you get into it? And, like, it's funny because, like, up until this point, everyone I asked was kind of either trying to make it happen or made it happen in a way that isn't conventional. Like, I had a friend, he's actually currently on the show Gotham as Victor Cezaz, and I asked him how do you do it? And he was like, you just, you know, get on some short films, and he was like, do student films and work up your resume and then get an agent. And, like, but it was like, how, you know? And then, like, looking back, he went to college for acting and had a manager and agent right out of college, so he never had to do that traditional grind. He kind of had that going. And then I asked this one guy, and everyone just was so cryptic. Like, they would tell you what you needed to do, but not how to do. So it's like, you need to do this. And it was like, how do you do that? And then I finally met this one older improviser. Her name's Sean, and she just broke it down for me. She was like, you need to go to this website, sign up, this website, sign up, submit your headshots. If you don't have headshots, go get headshots. Submit to everything nonstop. At first, you're not going to get anything, but then people will start calling you in, and then it's all history from there. So I did that, and it just started working. It was just going on a roll. And then and at this time, while all this was happening, I was going through the UCB classes one by one, working my way up. And I graduated from UCB. Then I was in an advanced program. And then one of my friends was like, hey, I heard these guys are starting an all-black team. You need to get in on it. And I was like, okay. And I hit him up. I was like, yo, what's up? Let's do this. And then we started White Women. And it was funny because we're not the first all-black team, but it was just at that time there wasn't really an all-black team, and it was right around when Keenan said that shit about black women in SNL and started up all that drama. So it was very much where I feel like our generation got tired of seeing just white people everything, and especially improv is a very white-dominated form of comedy because most black people do stand-up. That's just the route. And so I started doing that, and then just through that, we just started shooting our own sketches, and then I've been auditioning, and then it just kind of was a snowball effect, and now we're where we're at now, just trying to make it happen. And what's cool is because we have a sketch show, and it's kind of with Key and Peele. If you notice, how Key and Peele now, they're getting ready to take the show for the landing because they're getting so many opportunities, and it's because specifically in their show they portray themselves in so many different roles, and while it's funny, it's also showing hey, look, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and now people in Hollywood are like, oh yeah, black people don't always have to be slaves and thugs, they can play other roles. It's come on, So it's so weird, and there's so much stuff. If you want to get down to the dirtiness of just how kind of racist Hollywood can be, we can talk about just some of the about two members of White Women are doing the CBS Diversity Showcase, and what happens in that is that they get writers and then they get performers to do this sketch showcase for all these casting directors for the network. And through that, you usually get aged and put on the shows. But the shit that they have them write is so racist, it's insane. It was one of the lines from the writer's room is because, since it's diversity, they have all different races. And they're like, if no one writes a terrorist sketch, then Ahmed's not going to be able to be in the showcase. It's what? It's wow. Yeah. So it's that's funny, but that's funny that's some shit up. That you don't say outside of a group that is close, that has nothing to do with I'm about to be on camera. Yeah. Maybe. So, but the weirdest thing about it to me is that everyone around it, the agents, the casting directors, know wow, this show is horrible and it's racist, but no one has changed it yet. Everyone's this is some bullshit. Well, it's paying people, isn't it? No. The payment you get from this program is the opportunities that you get, because lots of times people get on these shows, but it's people, someone did it and got an NBC holding deal, so you you get opportunities out of it, and it's just always been so weird to me how like people have been like, yeah, this is dumb. It's kind of like that tradition thing that people get caught up in. It's like, well, we don't want to change it, and like and they're looking at it like, and we're giving these people opportunities, but no one's like, let's actually make this a good show. I guess the consolation prize is that everyone knows it's racist as fuck, but like, let's stop doing it then. Let's find a better way.
I mean, you would think that would be the thing that would kind of, what's that thing that people used to do? Oh, that's right, make sense. But
yeah,
when it comes to, at least from my point of view, and I'm nowhere near close to being in the industry, even though I would definitely, I feel that I don't know, that I would be all right in it, and I would succeed if given.
You would suck at stand-up.
I'm working on that, and that's what we're going to be talking about
His best joke
sometime.
is called Bad Joke.
So basically,
he tells a joke, and I say,
I try to tell a joke, like I try my hardest to tell a joke,
and they're
and
they're so bad.
Like it's funny in my head, but it don't come out right, and then because of that, it ends up being a bad joke. And then what
that's
makes it
hilarious.
Funny is that I acknowledge that it's a bad joke.
I think that's basically the open mic is just like you go up there, you try a joke, but instead of the audience saying bad joke, they just look at you in silence, and you're just like, all right, well, that one needs some work. Let's.
I mean,
he would be doing that through the whole thing.
I definitely need, when it comes to stand up, like, all right.
Yeah, do one.
No,
Crack us up.
I'm not gonna do one at all. I was gonna explain something.
Bad joke.
Then while I was explaining something,
and then
I was gonna give
really
the YouTube listeners or watchers blue balls, and then cut into the.
Oh my God! And then he's gonna say bad joke.
Anyway, I had a couple other versions of the Pennymon Doctrine podcast because I did live in California, in San Diego. I was in the Marine Corps, so I'm fairly intimate with Orange County, Laguna Beach, in particular, Anaheim. There's just the straight bouginess and the white privilege that just goes on in that very, very high income area. But I had the second host that I had on the show. Her name was Marissa Fennell, and she went to the acting school. I forgot where it was, what it was called. I think it was in LA somewhere. I don't know. But she wants to be a writer, if not a performer on SNL. That's her dream. And she was trying to, because and during that time period, I got a co-host who's in comedy, and she's up and coming, and she's going to school for it, and she's had some opportunities. She went to New York and did some stuff that not many people are able to do. And so I was like, yo, Marissa, help me out. And she was like, all right, yeah, you gotta kind of, format your jokes like this. And I was like, all right. So like, I'm trying to do it, and then, she'd come over because we're doing a show. And she's like, all right, what do you got? And I was like, all right. Ready, here you go. And then I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And she'd be like, no, that's not how you do it. Like, try this. And I was like, all right. I tried. She's like, yeah, no. Like, I see, it's got potential, but no.
See, John would be good for a bunch of people that love politics that aren't funny themselves, that just want to hear someone make clever political jokes, like
Bill Maher.
Yeah, I was
no, not even no, but more intellectual. You would need to know a lot more about current events and things like that to understand John's funniness.
So Bill Maher?
No, he knows how to dumb it down. I laugh at Bill Maher.
I'd say
Molly's laughing at Bill Maher then.
Then that means you just need to be a late night TV writer.
I mean, no,
that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure that if I had actual someone that kind of like a Mr. Miyagi type coach
I think the sound just cut out for me. I can't hear you guys. Let's see. We'll try and hold on. What? What? Uh, see. Let me see. Hold on.